And how are you feeling out there? Do you think you could still play NFL football today?
Oh, absolutely. We can still get out there, sling it. Really getting out here today for the exhibition was to be able to show that I can do that. It was one of the questions that my agent kept getting was, well, it's been 5 years, can he still play? Really getting out here today for the exhibition was to be able to show that I can do that.
You gotta run.
Hey! We want to make sure that we come out, we show everyone I can still play, still throw it, and really just looking for an opportunity for a door to open, to have that be a pathway to be able to get back in there, get a starting job, and lead a team to a championship.
At the University of Michigan, Colin Kaepernick continued his public workouts for all to see, specifically NFL scouts and team personnel. Jim Harbaugh, his former coach with San Francisco and current head man at facilitated Cap's throwing sesh at halftime of the school's spring game in Ann Arbor. In attendance, the great filmmaker Spike Lee, who has a documentary coming out on ESPN about Colin Kaepernick. You could see Harbaugh did not play a small part in the process. Via WXYZ Detroit's Jenna Trotman, Harbaugh was coaching up his pupil along with the bevy of receivers catching passes. There is still a lot of love between the two, and like many, Harbaugh clearly believes in Cap. The talent has not deteriorated, nor has his arm, nor has his will to play. Meanwhile, the insurrectionist white supremacist ex-pres demanded folks stand and respect the flag, but only them and black athletes. Not, I don't know, him. ESPN's Tom Van Haren reported Cap's throwing session was 4 scouts. His colleague Field Yates reported they were in attendance watching Cap and also undrafted receivers he threw to. senior quarterback Cade McNamara threw with Cap as well.
In Reno, I was a 49er fan, so I always watched Coach Harbaugh at the 49ers, and Cap was always the QB. But I've thrown with him a couple times this week. Dude's got a rocket. He can sling it for sure. He's been nothing but respectful to me.
And here is McNamara praising him in his session with the media. To reiterate, if there were any that got it twisted as you were watching this piece, CBS's Josina Anderson wrote that she was informed Cap said he's open to even being a backup if that's what it takes to facilitate a return, per league source. You have to credit Jim Harbaugh that he's willing to help his former player to try to get back. Even the NFL's own website wrote a piece saying there has been renewed interest in Cap's services, and Saturday's workout could help draw interest in him as a free agent addition. Okay, now let's play the fun game. Is Colin Kaepernick better than any of the quarterbacks on your roster? Woohoo! All right, let's do it. The Jets are committed to Zach Wilson, as we know, but I'm just going through the teams here. The 2 backups are Joe Flacco and Mike White. The answer is yes. The Bengals behind Joey B is Brandon Allen and Jake Browning. The answer is yes. Pittsburgh. Look, as a former Bears fan, the fact that you're giving Mitchell Trubisky a starting job is... However, yes, he's better than all 3, which are Dwayne Haskins, Mason Rudolph, and Mitch. The Cleveland Browns, see, this is fun. They could offset the crappy offseason by giving the most guaranteed money to a quarterback in Deshaun Watson with $230 million by bringing in, like, the beaming light of morality. So you could offset those, but if they don't... on their roster is Jacoby Brissett. Baker Mayfield's probably going to be gone at some point, so TBD. Baltimore's backup to Lamar Jackson is Tyler Huntley. Lots of yards, not a lot of scores. Let's see, AFC South. Indy, I mean, they are taking a flyer on Matt Ryan. Behind Ryan Tannehill, who could be dissenting in his career, is Logan Woodside and Kevin Hogan is in the league out of Stanford? Holy. The Houston Texans, Davis Mills, Jeff Driscoll, Kyle Allen. Okay. The Jaguars behind Trevor Lawrence is CJ Beathard, who San Francisco gave the job to post-cap. He was awful. Jake Luton, young dude. from, I believe, Oregon State, maybe. Cap's at least a backup there. And also, like, Trevor Lawrence has to get the stench of Urban Meyer off of him, so I still have faith in him. Kansas City, Chad Henne and Shane Buechele. Let me ask you, when Patrick Mahomes was hurt this year and Chad Henne went in, did you have any faith whatsoever? Even if you had Mecole Hardman, if you had Tyreek Hill, if you had any offensive weapons, did you have any faith that they would put up fantasy points with him? No. Las Vegas, Nick Mullins, another ex-49ers quarterback who was bad, and Garrett Gilbert, so that's a fit. The Chargers, Chase Daniel, who has the greatest agent in all of professional sports, and then Easton Stick, that's another fit. Let's see, Denver. Behind Russell Wilson is Josh Johnson and Brett Rippon. I would say yes. That's just one conference, by the way. Let's go to the other one. Behind Dak Prescott is Cooper Rush and Will Grier, plus DiNucci, so that's a yes. Washington, he could start. The New York Giants, Danny Dimes, Tyrod Taylor, Brian Lewerke, Sparty. That's a yes, by the way. Danny Dimes, still incomplete. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, Kellen Mond, Sean Mannion. Chicago, they just signed Trevor Siemian, who went to school at Northwestern, so they're playing like the Chicago's team angle. He also worked out with Justin Fields. They have a camaraderie there. He could definitely be a backup for the Bears. The Lions, Jared Goff, Tim Boyle, and David Blau. Look, the Ford family. If you want to stop people from putting paper bags over their heads with the faces drawn on and saying, like, this team sucks, this is certainly a start. Let's see. Tom's backup in Tampa is Kyle Trask. Enough said there. The Saints signed Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton. You could practically say that Jameis signed to an extension. Dalton was below average, can't throw past 15 yards, big difference. Atlanta is another Frit, Felipe Franks, and Marcus Mariota, open competition. Carolina, open competition because Sam Darnold was bad. The Rams need a backup. The Cardinals could use an upgrade behind Kyler Murray as I see it. Let's see, San Francisco is going to start Trey Lance, but will they ever reunite with Colin Kaepernick? No. And Seattle. Well, we've discussed this before. Pete Carroll, make the call.
I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why. I came out here, showed it today in front of everybody. We have nothing to hide. So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running. Stop running from the truth. Stop running from the people. We're out here. We're ready to play. We're ready to go anywhere. My agent, Jeff Nally, is ready to talk to any team. I'll interview with any team at any time. I've been ready, I'm staying ready, and I'll continue to be ready. And to all the people that came out here today to support, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. To the people that aren't here, I'm thinking of you. I appreciate you supporting from where you are.